Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Software Engineer K, and today we've got some really cool stuff to go through. We've got one bit of pretty cool news that Erwin found with regards to David Yu and Daniel Crovers pushing VeVe ahead in terms of scalability. We've got some really cool stuff on that. We also have a pretty cool find with regards to some of the artwork that I discussed previously in terms of the VeVe's Q1 update article. So we covered that a while ago, and at the time I thought the artwork in the back was, I couldn't be bothered to kind of spend time figuring out what it was. I thought it was something Adventure Time related because it was yellow, and I assumed lemon grab. But we do have confirmation with regards to that, and also the artist. They had some things to say about VeVe. And I did also want to just touch quickly on an update for this week as well. So, without further ado, we had this provided by Erwin from the unofficial Ecomi chat. So, what this is we have Daniel Crovers, David Yu here, and we've got two principal architects from AWS. So this is Stephen Merton, the guy here, and then the other guy, I think his name is here as well, Heath Milligan. So what's pretty cool is, for those of you who aren't within the tech realm, AWS is basically just a cloud platform which allows you to kind of deploy your apps, scale them up, do load balancing, all sorts of important things that you need to do when you want your app to be elastic. So essentially responsive to the traffic that's coming in and fault tolerant as well. So you need to have like multiple data centers which are running instances of your application. So if you have one server that gets attacked, then you don't want all instances of your application failing. Or if, for example, there was an earthquake and it annihilated the servers in the US, you've got backup servers running instances of your application elsewhere in the world, and you can just direct traffic towards those data centers instead. So all of that stuff, the scalability part is really important, because we know that VeVe is eventually going to have to manage millions of concurrent users. And the fact that they have 1 week ago been speaking, well, they've got an image here with some of the principal architects with Amazon Web Services, and they've got the laughing Batman just thrown in as well. I think that is pretty cool. It shows that they are doing something. They're actively going out and working on the scalability issue. And that's what I really like about Ecomi is they don't just say they're going to do things. There's evidence showing that they are doing things. It may not get done in the same time frame that people expect, but it will get done eventually. And that's what's important, is the fact that we know they will be able to get it done. So I think this is a very nice piece of news. I don't think it's going to really affect the price, just because people tend not to look at this kind of stuff and they don't care about this stuff. They kind of care about the really mainstream things like, the next new exchange or a Pokemon license. But I think, for anyone who understands the tech, like, this is a huge big step forward, that fact that they are addressing the scalability issue actively. So a while ago, I went through this article. I was kind of going through, which features we have already and which ones we can expect. And I kind of spoke about this image here, and I had no idea what that artwork is in the background, but it is the exact same artist who created this one. And if we had a closer look at that, this is the artwork. So we've got the same three-eyed fish here in the corner, as you can see right over there. And this is Matt Gondek, and he essentially created this. He creates these kind of deconstruction artwork. So his characters are kind of being deconstructed, and he does like loads of different kind of brands. So he does Simpsons and Dragon Ball Z quite a lot. And this is the other artwork that is on the left hand side, with all these kind of pink, yellow, blue squigglies. Now, what's interesting is someone contacted the artist in charge of this and asked him about it. So he says, "I don't believe VeVe Collectibles has used your work. Just a lot of you speculating. Either way, keep up the great work. And if you'll do team up, almost guaranteed sell out." So he says that VeVe Collectibles is using my work without my consent. And that's just because the guy, he asked him if he is working with VeVe Collectibles. Now, VeVe is actually following this guy, and maybe he is saying this because he doesn't want to, reveal that he is working with them. But even if he's not working with them, I asked this question to Dave Yuntz, the moderator, not Dave Yu, the CEO, the other guy, the marketing one, who's got a very similar sounding name. And I asked him a question a while ago, because in the trademark documentation, I saw Star Wars and I saw Marvel. And I asked him, as a hypothetical scenario, if there was a company that did not have the licenses for, say, Marvel or Star Wars, would they be allowed to use the work in any kind of material? Would they be allowed to use Star Wars or Marvel in any kind of material if they don't have license? And he said, yes, they can, as long as it's for demo and kind of presentational purposes, as long as it's not for generating profit, they're not selling, the products related to those licenses, it is fine. So in this case, this is a demo. Obviously, this is real, the Cryptkins, and we know the Batmobile is real as well. The artwork may just be a case of, they've used the images, but more so is the case of having artwork on your walls, like, the Ultraman portraits. What images actually used may just be irrelevant. So, VeVe hasn't done anything wrong here, even if they have chosen to kind of use his work as reference to, show what portraits may look like. But, we never know. They may have, Matt Gondek provide stuff for them. Now, the other thing I did also want to touch on is we have a update with regards to this week's drop. So there is no drop this week, and that is because they are working more on optimization. Specifically, they're working on, I believe, kind of like the rendering pipeline. So, how the 3D images are kind of presented. Maybe they're just optimizing it, and maybe they're adding extra lighting, because Trevor seems to love his lighting. And on the point of Trevor and his lighting, Trevor does have a Twitch channel. He is streaming right now, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so do give Trevor a follow on Twitch. Help him get to 100 followers. He is currently on, how many followers is he on? 67. So help him get 100 followers. That would be pretty cool to see. And definitely do watch the interview that I did with Trevor quite recently. It's pinned in the official Ecomi Telegram if you're on that. So you can just go to the pinned messages and you'll see it there. Definitely watch the intro at least. Watch the first 30 seconds if you don't want to watch the whole thing, because that is very, very important. Now, lastly, we did also want to touch on Omi's price movements. So at the moment, Omi is, overall, it is on a downtrend. We did see a little bit of a pullback, but I think it is going to come back down below this previous low, just because, Bitcoin appears to be on a dead cat bounce. It is going for lower lows, and predictions are that Bitcoin will hit, it's going to find support at 18K, but there is that chance it can hit 18K. And by 80K, I mean 18K pounds, not 80K dollars. So 18K dollars would be, somewhere around the region of, what's that, like $28,000, somewhere around that region. But I think, once it does hit, if it does hit that low, then that's good, because this week I am going to be buying more Omi. I am going to be liquidating 10% of my Tesla holdings just for Omi, just because I think Omi is way too oversold right now. There's just way too much stuff coming for it that it will not be sat at a $400 million market cap. $400 billion market cap is extremely, extremely tiny given, all of the things that are going to be coming. I think it should be at least $2 billion market cap, but, because of what's happened with the crypto market, and there was a lot of speculation earlier, we are seeing kind of like the more true valuation of Omi right now. To be honest, I wouldn't say right now it's the true valuation. I would say it is oversold. I would say a better valuation for it would be, around about that $800 million to $1 billion mark in terms of market cap, but it's at 400 million, which is, I would say extremely, extremely oversold. So that's pretty much everything I like to go through with you guys today. Thanks so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, support the content, and I'll keep you guys updated with anything else I find out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.